employees discussing the possibility that this was an inside job, and she smiles, revealing she was part of the plan all along. The next morning, Zara checks her crypto wallet and finds £5 million as payment for helping the robbers. She transfers everything to a hard drive cold wallet, which she puts in a plastic bag and hides behind the refrigerator. At the police station, Detective Ellie tells her team that facial recognition can't identify the thieves because they wore prosthetics. Since they also wore gloves, they don't have fingerprints either. They all took different means of public transport and disappeared into camera black spots. All tickets were paid with cloned debit cards. When Zara arrives at the office, there are reporters everywhere. In the lobby, a guard asks for her ID before letting her pass. She asks Luke to talk in private, revealing he was part of the plan too. Zara tells him about the $5 million and he's shocked, since they'd been promised only $100,000. She tells him to move the money as soon as possible to sever any connection to the gang. Their conversation is interrupted by Wayne, who shares that another employee was offered £5,000 by a reporter for office photos and gossip. Then Luke is called for a follow-up interview with financial investigator Darren, Ellie, and Reese. Darren asks if it's normal for the company to have $4 billion sitting in cash, so Luke explains that they were in the middle of a portfolio rebalancing, which is done every few years. When Darren points out that it's a big coincidence to be robbed on that rare day, Luke gets extremely nervous. Zara sees him through the glass door and gets nervous too, so she rushes to the bathroom to freshen up. Then Darren asks about the trade authorization, so Luke confirms that the committee had to do that. Since they only meet once a week, Darren thinks it's another suspicious coincidence. Reese reminds Luke that these thieves almost killed his co-workers and offers him protection if he wants to talk, but Luke has nothing to say. After Luke leaves, Darren tells the detectives that he'd target the trade processing team if he needed an inside man for a crime. Reese believes Luke is guilty and that he had an accomplice, but they don't have enough for an arrest yet. Meanwhile, Luke tells Zara that the police know it was an inside job. Afterward, all the employees must attend a trauma session. The therapist asks Zara if she has anything to share since she hasn't talked, but Zara says she feels the same as everyone else. Then the therapist asks Luke the same question, so he wonders if he'll ever feel safe again. After work, Zara tells Luke to call in sick with stress tomorrow. She also tells him to transfer the money to a cold wallet using a VPN and reminds him not to call her. Meanwhile, Reese meets with his superior Nichols to ask him why it took so long for the case to get a financial investigator. Nichols claims that they needed time to find the best one. Reese also criticizes him for not pressuring the company and the custodian bank to give them the account details, so Nichols says there are more important things going on. When Reese wonders what's more important than thousands of lost pensions, Nichols walks away. Later, Darren finally receives documents from the custodian bank. The money was transferred to a private Virgin Islands bank known for being a tax haven. Ellie asks if the transfer can be reversed and Darren says no. The money will probably disappear quickly, and Reese wonders if it's already gone. When Luke gets home, he looks out the window and notices that some cars have been following him, so he closes the curtains. Then he hides in his closet to transfer the money to a hard drive. After retrieving the hard drive from its hiding space, Zara visits her mother Haley and says,